Hello and welcome to Herald TV News at 8 with me, Conal Rosario. On Sunday, the Old Goa Satyagraha completed 200 days, wherein several Goans from all walks of life are demanding action and demolition of the illegal structure that was constructed at the Old Goa Heritage Site. Several activists, leaders and people from across the state once again held a peaceful protest near the site demanding action and demolition of the structure. Presently, the case is in the Supreme Court.
Several activists, leaders, and people from all across the state once again held a peaceful protest near the site demanding action and demolition of the structure. Presently, the case is in the Supreme Court. On Sunday, the Old Goa Satyagraha completed 200 days, and wherein Goans still await for action against the illegal structure.
आमच्या दायजा पासत हिंगासर रावल्ले आहा जाल्यार सगल्यांक म्हजो उलो कम टुगेदर दॅट इज द ओनली वे वी कॅन विन अदरवायज वी कॅनॉट विन अगेन्स्ट दीस ब्लायंड अँड डेफ गव्हर्मेंट सॉरी टू से दॅट पूण आतां तरी वी एक्सपेक्ट आतां तरी आमचो एक भरवसो कितें आतां आमचो सरकार दोळे उगडटलो आनी ज्या ज्या उर्जेन जे डिमांड घातलेले आहा एक कमिटीन आनी तांचे बरोबर सगळ्या गोंयकारांनी आनी सगळ्या गोंयकारांच्या नांवान 3 डिमांड जे घायल्ले आहा ते बेगीन फावो करचे.
आता पावस निकतोच चालू जाला आणि मुखार खूप पावस येवपाचो आसा सो काँग्रेस पक्षातर्फे हांव सगळ्यां कडेन रिक्वेस्ट करता की तुमी हो जो प्रोटेस्ट हांगा केला पळय तो तुमी प्रोटेस्ट हांव अशें म्हणटा की तुमी प्रोटेस्ट बंद करा पूण हांगा बसपाचें तुमी म्हज्या हिशोबान बंद करचें आणि काँग्रेस पक्ष on behalf of Congress party I assure you one thing that till your 3 demands are not fulfilled by this government Congress party will not keep quiet. जे तुम्ही मुखार सरल्या सगळ्यांचे हांव हात जोडून धन्यवाद करता कित्याक गेल्ली 10 वर्सां हे सरकार फक्त गोंय काबार करीत आसा आणि काँग्रेस पार्टी प्रत्येक सदांच जे हे डिस्ट्रक्शन करता ते आमी आवाज उठयत आसा हाज्या मुखारूय आमी आसतले. सो ही म्हजे कडल्यान एक रिक्वेस्ट न्ही म्हणल्यार तुमकां हांव रिक्वेस्ट करता कित्याक मुखार आतां पावस येवपाचो आसा 3 म्हयने आनी यू नो इट इज नॉट फेअर ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ देम. फादरान म्हणलें तशें की सगळ्या गोंयकारां पासत मागता की हांगाचे लोक बसल्यात ते आपलो काम धंदो जॉब सोडून येवन हांगा बसतात इन द इंट्रस्ट अँड लव ऑफ गोवा. सो आय वूड रिक्वेस्ट की जाता जाल्यार तुमी ते म्हणल्यार फाटी घेवचे हांगा बसचे न्ही बट वी वील टेक दीस इश्यू व्हेरी सिरियसली अँड वील मेक शुअर दॅट वील फोर्स द गव्हर्मेंट.
आमी लोक हिंगासर आख्ख्या गोंयचो बोब मारीत आहा आमचे सेंटिमेंट्स आमच्या लोकांनी ह्या सरकाराक दाखयलेले आहा आनी ह्या सरकाराची चडांत चड गरज आनी इमर्जन्सीचेर हे तेणें ह्या सरकारान हे पळय कितें बांदपाक स्टार्ट केलां ही केस जी चालू आहा ती जाता तितल्या बेगी काबार करपाची कित्याक थिंगासर बहुत फ्रॉड जालेले आहा बोगस कागदां दाखयलेली आहा. एक प्लान बोलतोच हाडून हिंगासर दाखयलेलो आहा एक पेडणेचें घर हाडून हिंगासर दाखयलेलें आहा नाल्लाचो गुदा आसलो व्हडलो एक घर दाखयलेलें आहा आनी ते नाडपणां करून आमच्या लोकांक नाडपाक केल्लें आहा आनी हो प्रोटेक्टेड जागो ह्या आमच्या धर्माचो जावं उंचाय धर्माचो अशें धर्माच्या जाग्यार असलें जावंक कारण ना आणि हांव तुमकां म्हाजें फूल एश्युरन्स दिता.
पयली डिमांड वी हॅव गॉट द केसीस इन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट 2 हियरिंग्स हॅव हॅपन्ड. द स्टेट गव्हर्मेंट all the notices have apparently not reached all the parties. Kidak madlyan these people who had taken the permission they sold the structure to some other people. So giving these excuses the case is prolonging and it's keeping on getting adjourned time and time again in the Supreme Court. Until that time the local panchayat TCP has scrapped the licenses and local Gram Panchayat has also scrapped the licenses and passed a demolition order. The builders have challenged the Panchayat's demolition order before the additional director of Panchayat.
तो म्हणटा ओडीपी चुकल्या. अरे ODP has been done by your previous government. You was a part of that cabinet. सो ऑब्वियसली इन कॅबिनेट मिटिंग्सेन ते आयलां आसतलें प्रपोजल. सो वाय यू डिडंट ऑब्जेक्ट दॅट टायम? आणि तेच ऑफिसर जे ऑफिसरांनी ओडीपी प्लॅन केल्लो तांची सिग्नेचर आसा. सो आय मीन काल हांवें सांगलां गव्हर्मेंट इज अ कंटिन्युअस प्रोसेस यू नो. सो तूं तुज्याच ऑफिसरांचेर तुज्याच आदल्या मंत्र्यांचेर तूं क्वेश्चन रेज करता सो जालना ऑफ करप्शन. आणि वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायटीच्या लागीं तुका 400 FIR. पण केन्ना गोंयकारांनी आयकल्ले तरी 400 FIR? लेटेस्ट म्हाका आज दिसता 2.5ची, पूण तोय म्हाका खबर ना इम्प्लिमेंट जाला काय ना तो. 400 म्हणल्यार खंय पावले रे आमी? म्हणजे तूं तो सांगतालो की कलंगूट आणि त्या सायडीन सगळे भायले लोक आयल्या आणि थंय सेटल जाल्या म्हणून. हांगा 400 FIR दिलेले गोंयकारांक परवडटले ते?
Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
Whoever was a part of or has done corruption, action will be taken against those people in the upcoming assembly session. I will expose all the illegalities and show it to the people of Goa how several leaders have destroyed the culture and heritage of Goa while they were chairmen and ministers of different boards, says Minister Vishwajit Rani.
I will expose the corrupt leaders in the upcoming assembly session, says Vishwajit Rani. Whoever was a part or have done corruption action will be taken against those people in the upcoming assembly session. I will expose all the illegalities and show the people of Goa how several leaders have destroyed Goa.
हे एक खात्याचो विशय हे मल्टिपल खात्याचो विशय. ते सरकार पळयतलें तें कितें पळोवंक जाय. आरोप केलो म्हणून एका कितें क्रायम सिद्ध जायना आणि आरोप केलो म्हणून सगळ्या गोष्टी काय सिरियसली घेवपाची गरज आसाच. पण त्याच बरोबर म्हाज्या डिपार्टमेंटाचे संबंधीत कितें आहा जाल्यार हांव लक्ष घालतलो. पण हे जे विशय जो आहा जुवारीचो तुमी एक लक्षात घेवंक जाय. जुवारी एग्रोकॅमिकल आयली केन्ना तेन्ना आमचे गोंय राज्याचे पहिले चीफ मिनिस्टर दयानंद बांदोडकर चीफ मिनिस्टर, म्हाजे वडील रेव्हेन्यू मिनिस्टर आशिल्ले तेन्ना ती लिजार दिल्ली इंडस्ट्रीज चलोवपाक. हांगा धंदो करपाक तांकां दिवंक नाशिल्ले विक्री करपाक. म्हाजें ठाम मत एसेंब्लीन हांवें जें मांडलां तें इंडस्ट्री खातीरूच वापरूंक जाय. हांव इंडस्ट्रीज मिनिस्टर तेन्ना आसलो तें म्हाजें तेन्नाचें मत आशिल्लें. आयज म्हाज्या खात्यान जें खंय वायलेशन जर जालां हांव तें चॅक करतलो आनी तें बंद करतलो. पूण आयज हो विशय जो तुमी म्हणटा जुवारीचो ते मल्टिपल खात्याचो विशय आहा. ते मुख्यमंत्री लक्ष घालपाचें गरज आहा. आनी काम पळोवन आतां हांवें सांगलां मनशाचें कार्य पळोवन ताका प्रमोशन 3 म्हयन्यान पयशे दिवन डिफेंडर गाडी काय रेंज रोवरान भोवले म्हणून ते लिडर जायना. करप्शन जो कोण करता ताका लॉ वील होल्ड ऑन. आणि ते एसेंब्लीन आमी रिपोर्ट बाबा तुम्ही चेअरमन असताना कितले तुमचे स्वतःचे जमने तुम्ही कन्वर्ट केल्या हे सगळे रिपोर्ट एसेंब्लीन येतले. आता उलोवन काय फायदो ना. पण आनी एक कितें आहा की आमकां लॉ जे म्हणटा ते कायदो सगळ्याक सेम आहा. कायदो काय एक मनशाक वेगळो दुसऱ्या मनशाक वेगळो. आनी काँग्रेसीचे तुम्ही रोज वाचता पेपरान की बीजेपीन जॉईन जावचो कित्याक ते सत्य भायर रावंक शकना ही परिस्थिती.
But you have made this statement. Could you name who are these?
आणि काँग्रेसीचो अध्यक्ष आतां स्टेजीर आसतना कितें स्टेटमेंट करता की हांवें कितें करूंक जाय. जो मनीस केन्ना आमदार जावंक ना पंच जावंक ना अमित पाटकर कोण म्हाका खबर ताणें विकते घेतले काँग्रेस पार्टी. तो आनी मायकल लोबो 3 म्हयने बी काँग्रेसीन जावंक ना. पूण कितें आहा कोण खंयचो लेवलार आसता हांव त्या थरार वचूंक सोदिना. पूण एक लक्षात घेवंक जाय आमी जो प्रवास केला भारतीय जनता पक्षान आतांच सांगलें आमचे लिडर बसल्या आमच्या लिडरा कडल्यान शिकपाक गावले देशाचे प्रधानमंत्री कडेन शिकपाक गावले. आमी बी आमचो प्रवास केला. पूण एक लक्षात घ्या कायदो म्हणटा तो मिक्का सिंग आसूं काय मायकल लोबो आसूं दोगांक सेम कायदो. कोणाकूच आमी माफ करचे ना. गोवा राज्य राखपाक आनी गोवा राज्याचें गोवन हेरिटेज आनी कल्चरली मेंटेन करपाक कालूच हांवें डिसिजन घेतला की केन्ना कोणी घेवंक ना डिसिजन की सगळे हेरिटेज स्ट्रक्चर जे आहा चर्चीस पासून सगळे मॉन्युमेंट्स एज पर ASI 100 मिटरा भितर कोणूच रिइम्पोज करपाक ऑन द रिजनल प्लॅन म्हणजे तेच्या भितर कोण कन्स्ट्रक्शन जावचें ना. बफर झोन 300 मिटर आसता 100 मिटराच्या भितर कन्स्ट्रक्शन जावचें ना. त्याच बरोबर महिला खातीर जे कितें कार्यक्रम केला हे आमच्या देशाचे प्रधानमंत्री आनी गोंय राज्याचे सरकार जे भारतीय जनता पक्षाचे सरकार जे केला. त्याच बरोबर आतां तेंचे प्रेस कॉन्फरन्स जाले की हांगा चवकशी करतले. म्हाका जे मनशाक अनुभव ना जो सादो मायनींग कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर आशिल्लो तेजे कडल्यान शिकपाची गरज ना. हांव बरो MBA शिकला म्हाका कळटा म्हाजे कडेन एक्सपर्ट्स आहा. आनी एक मिनीट आनी मायकल लोबोन जे कर्मां केल्या ते एसेंब्लीन येवपाचेच आहा.
Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
The Union Ministry of Women and Child Development on Sunday sanctioned 2 model Anganwadis in each block or taluka, 60 new Anganwadis and one stop center for South Goa district. Currently, there were 1,262 Anganwadis across the state, says Women and Child Development Minister Vishwajit Rane. He said that 60 new Anganwadis have been sanctioned as part of 60 years of Goa's liberation.
Union Ministry of Women and Child Development on Sunday sanctioned 2 module Anganwadis in each block taluka, 60 new Anganwadis and one-stop center for South Goa district. 1262 Anganwadis across the state, said the Women and Child Development Minister Vishwajit Rane. He said the 60 new Anganwadis have been sanctioned as a part of the 60 years of Goa's liberation.
अनाउन्स करून सँक्शन केल्लें आसा. दुसरी गोष्ट की प्रत्येक ब्लॉकान आमकां 2 मॉडल अंगणवाडी दिवपाचें ठरयल्लें आसा, स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट अशी फेसिलिटीज डेव्हलप करपाक. आनी त्याच बरोबर आमी रिक्वेस्ट केल्लें की 60 इयर्स आमचे जे पूर्ण जाता, आमी जे साजरो करता गोंय राज्यात, त्याच तरेन आमकां एक 60 नवीन अंगणवाडी म्हणजे त्या भुरग्यांक त्या परिसरात तेजो फायदो जातलो म्हूण तेणी तिनी आमचे रिक्वेस्ट तेणी ऑलरेडी हे केल्लें आसा, एक्सेप्ट केल्लें आसा. आनी आयजच्या आयज राजशेखरजीक सांगलेलें आसा की ते हे करपाक कितें म्हणटा तें पुटअप करपाक आनी तें सँक्शन बी जातलें. त्याच बरोबर प्रपोजल बी काय डायरेक्ट शी इज ऑलरेडी अग्रीड.
एक वन स्टॉप सेंटर, दुसरो स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट, 2 अंगणवाडी
पर ब्लॉक आनी ते हय. आनी त्याच बरोबर आमकां 60 नवी अंगणवाडी सँक्शन करून दिवपाचें केल्लें आसा. यासिनाचे बद्दल आमी तुमकां सांगलेलें आसा. त्याच बरोबर एक अक्षय तिवारी म्हणून भुरगो आशिल्लो जो ऑर्फन आशिल्लो, एक 1 डे विथ द मिनिस्टर, फर्स्ट विथ मी फ्रॉम टुमॉरो अँड देन विथ हर इन द मिनिस्ट्री, युनियन मिनिस्ट्री. थंय ताका एक 1 डे विथ द मिनिस्टर म्हणजे ताका एक एक्सपिरियन्स, ताका एक अनुभव म्हणजे ताका दाखोवपाक म्हणजे कशें कितें, कारण तो एक ऑर्फन, तेजी लायफ स्टोरी, तेजे सगळे गोश्टी आयज तेजो उल्लेख केलो गेलो. खुबशे अशे केसीस फुड्यान आयल्यो आनी अशेंच दिसून येता की देशाचे प्रधानमंत्रीन ह्या तरेचे स्कीम्स हाडल्या जे प्रत्येक घटकाक पावता. आनी म्हाका तरी खुशी जाली कारण स्मृती इराणीजी आयज परत एकदा पोषण अभियानाचो जो म्हयनो आहा सप्टेंबरान, तेन्ना ती परत येतली आनी परत गोंयान आमी एक व्हडलो एक बेनिफिशरीचो इंटरॅक्शन प्लस आमी एक ल्हान अशे क्लस्टर्सान आमी वचून बेनिफिशरीक बी मेळटले आनी ती बी आसतली आमचे बरोबर. ती येतली एक 3-4 दिसां खातीर आनी त्याच तरेन आमी तिच्या माध्यमांतल्यान आमी व्हडले कार्यक्रम बी घेतले, ल्हान कार्यक्रम बी घेतले आनी फोकस्ड असो आमचो अप्रोच. म्हणजे तिका बी एक संदी गावतली की बाबा गोंय राज्यान आमी कितें चलयलां, गोंय राज्यान सरकाराची स्कीम कशें इम्प्लिमेंट जाता आनी हे इम्प्लिमेंट जावन फर्स्ट टायम तिका रँडमली ती सिलेक्ट करून थंय आमी वचून विजीट करून आमी पळयतले की बाबा कशें कितें.
Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
Once again, Anjuna Panchayat inspected the alleged ongoing illegal construction carried out by well-known singer Mika Singh, which is carried out at St. Anthony Wado earlier in this last week. The Anjuna Panchayat issued notice to Punjabi singer Mika Singh, directing him to stop the ongoing construction work. The alleged illegal construction is carried out in survey number 603/1 of St. Anthony Wado.
Once again, Anjuna Panchayat inspected the alleged ongoing illegal construction carried out by well-known singer Mika Singh, which is carried out at St. Anthony's Wado in Anjuna. Earlier during the week, the Panchayat had issued stop work notice to Punjabi singer, directing him to stop the ongoing construction work.
आज जी हांवें कंप्लेंट केली 17 तारखेर पळय मिका सिंग, तिच्या इन्स्पेक्शन हाडलें हांव सरपंचाक सेक्रेटरी थँक्यू म्हणटा कितें तेंच्यांनी एक पावल फुडें घेतलें. टोटली हांगासर डिस्ट्रक्शन जालां. 1 मीटर पासून 1 मीटर आनी 1 इंच पासून जागो सोडूं ना ताणें 3 मीटर हायटात लायनीच्या भितर गेला तो. आमी जी एनसीएसएमान जी हें केल्ली पळय हायटात लायन डिजायन केली ती 3.5 मीटर भितर वयर आसा आनी थंय सगळी खडपां आसली. ताणें टोटल खडपांचेर वयर बांद काडला. आतां जालां कितें, आतां इन्स्पेक्शन केलेंच म्हणून जायना. सरपंचा कडेन आनी सेक्रेटरी कडेन मागता हांव की तेणें बेगीन डेमोलिशन ऑर्डर काडची, कारण ताका खंयचीच ताका परमिशन ना. आनी तुमच्या माध्यमांतल्यान हांव बाकीच्या लोकांक सांगपाक सोदता जे दिल्लीकारांक आसा पळय तांकां मातशें सांबाळून जाल्यार, कित्याक सांग आमचेर पोर्तुगीजांनी भायले येवन 400 वर्सां राज्य केलें, तशें परत परिस्थिती येवपाक जायना. जे दिल्लीकार इंडियन आमचेर राज्य करतले आनी आमी हांगा मायनॉरिटी जातले, ते मेजॉरिटी जातले म्हणून खंयचे तांकां कंट्रोलान हाडपाक जाय. आनी आपणाचे जी गांव आसा पळय त्यो वांटोवपा खातीर हांवें हें स्टेप घेतलेलें. आनी आमच्या आमी सिस्टमान आसत ते तेंचे कडेन मागता आमी हे डेमोलिशन करून उडोवचें आनी रिस्टोर करता आसतले कित्याक थंयच्यान लोक खूब चलोवन वयताले आमचे कम्युनिटीचे लोक आहा पळय गरोवपाक वयता तर ते गरोवंक वयताले आनी ते रिटेनिंग वॉल बांदल्या कारणान आतां ते गरोवंक वचपाक मेळना तरी पूण वयता ते रिस्क घेवन ते रिस्क पासून ना जावपा खातीर ताणें बेगींतले बेगीन रिटेनिंग वॉल आनी रिस्टोर करून लोकांक वचपाची वाट करून दिवंक
आयज आमचे ते मिका सिंग म्हणटा तें आयज इन्स्पेक्शन केलां तेजी नोटीस आमी पयलीं काडलेली पूण हे जे कंप्लेनर आहले ते कंप्लेनर येवंक नासले म्हणून आमी ते रिशेड्यूल इन्स्पेक्शन केलां आनी जेन्ना आमी इन्स्पेक्शन केलां आमी इरेग्युलेटीज कितें आहा त्यो नोट डावन केल्या पंचनामा सेक्रेटरीन रेडी केला सो वी आर गोइंग टू प्लेस इट इन द मंथली मीटिंग एंड टेक द नेसेसरी एक्शन.
Prakash Kadekar for Herald TV.
Goa received very heavy rainfall during the last 48 hours. Several landslides, roadblocks, and flood-like situations were reported across the state. Today in this story, we will show you how the heavy downpour resulted in several issues across Panjim city. Several parts of Panjim witnessed flood-like situation, roadblocks, water entering several houses, while people tried to commute through waterlogged roads.
Several parts of Panjim flooded due to continuous rainfall. Team Herald visited several places to report the flood-like situation, roads blocked and much more. At some places, water even entered the houses of different people, which caused a lot of inconvenience. Shagun Gowde, Prasad Polchi, Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
Due to heavy rainfall over the last 48 hours, several incidents were reported. In one such case, a huge tree uprooted and collapsed on a house owned by one Rukmini Harijan at Kalchawada in Virnoda. Property worth more than 3 lakhs was saved by the firefighting team.
Due to heavy rainfall over last 48 hours, several incidents were reported. In one such case, a huge tree uprooted and collapsed on a house owned by one Rukmani Harijan at Kamachawada in Virnoda. Ashmita Polji for Herald TV.
Disability Rights Association of Goa (DRAG) have demanded acting against various organizations such as the Swayambhurna Mitras and Panchayat Secretary for neglecting persons with disability. They also demanded action against SAG and GSIDC engineers for constructing an inaccessible Vasco Stadium and action against schools and colleges denying admission to students with disability. They have also demanded home visits by the Health Department and Sub-Registrar for persons with disabilities and the elderly and to provide information about home banking facilities for them. President of the DRAG, Avelino Disa, has stated all offences against people with disabilities constitute a criminal offence.
Disability Right Association of Goa highlighted issues about the people with disability. They have demanded action against organizations such as Swayamprana Mitras and Panchayat secretaries for neglecting persons with disability. Action against SAG and GSIDC engineers for constructing inaccessible Vasco Stadium is demanded. They also demanded action against schools and colleges denying admissions to students with disability. They have demanded home visits by the Health Department and Sub-Registrar for persons with disabilities and elderly. President of DRAG, Alvino Disa, has stated all offences against people with disability constitute a criminal offence.
The first case is the neglect of persons with disability in Goa by the Panchayats and the Swayamprana Mitras. So this is something very shocking that Swayamprana Mitras, who are government employees, are not visiting disabled persons, they are not visiting elderly people in constituencies which are not belonging to the government. We have taken strong cognizance of this matter and we are demanding action against the SAG officials as well as the GSIDC officials for constructing buildings which are non-conforming to the disability standards, are not accessible for persons with disabilities. We have been also receiving complaints that schools and colleges are denying admission to students with disabilities on the grounds of disability. This also is an offence under the Rights of Persons with Disability Act. It is an offence under the Goa Children's Act. It is an offence under the Right to Education Act. So we are requesting all schools, all colleges not to deny admission to children with disabilities. In case any school requires any help with the education department, be it getting a resource room teacher, or be it getting a special educator, or creating a resource room, or you need any help, any school, any college can contact us and we will be more than willing to help them.
The famous proverb, "A little knowledge is a dangerous thing," is an appropriate description of how many people in the state react when they encounter a snake or have to rescue someone who has just been bitten by a snake. These reactions, based on myths and misconceptions, are not limited just to Goa but can be seen across the country, and such actions in many cases have had tragic consequences where a life that could have been saved was lost, be it the life of the person who got the snake bite or the life of a snake when it's attacked out of fear.
A bite need not kill you. A little knowledge is dangerous thing. A 3-long snake bite awareness and mitigation program that was organized at Chandar Club was held. The aim of the session was to educate the public on the different types of snakes that are found in Goa, which are venomous and which aren't, and more importantly, essential do's and don'ts in case of someone gets bitten by a snake, and immediate steps to be taken or responded needs to be taken in such a situation.
Snakes have a curious position in history because they have been both demonized and idolized. And here in India, we find ourselves on the fault line. We have both sides. We have Catholicism, which basically says that the snake is an incarnation of the devil near enough. And then we have Hinduism, which more or less creates a deity out of at least cobras. So we find ourselves at this very strong fault line, which makes it very interesting because there is a strong incentive among certain communities to protect them, and at the same time, there is a strong incentive among other communities to reject them, to push them out. So snakes are not aggressive animals. They will defend themselves. If we step on them, if we attack them, if we try and kill them, then they will defend themselves. But they are really not bad creatures. Here in Goa, we do have all 4 of the most dangerous snakes in India.
Now the important aspect is, about this particular case is, this was my patient. He was the first patient that I lost to snake bite, he was 27 years old. His friends told him that you catch that snake, show us how strong you are. And he went and he caught this Russell's viper. He wasn't a trained rescuer. He thought it was a python. He obviously got bitten. He went to one hospital and they told him that you got to go to a bigger hospital because we're going to just give you first aid and we're going to shift you because this is a dangerous bite. And he didn't believe them. He took out the IV line. He's like, I'm young, I'm strong, I'm going to be fine. And then he went to another hospital after a while because he was worried. That hospital told him, you are in grave danger, but we don't have anti-snake venom. You got to go to another hospital. So by the time he went to the third hospital, there's that much of time delay. His disbelief about the situation. And then at this third hospital, they gave him anti-snake venom, they gave him blood products, but the delay was already done its damage. And by the fifth day, he was transferred to our center because he was too sick, he was in recovery. And I watched him die.
Discussed in Miranda and Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
Recently, the Animal Rescue Squad celebrated its 25th anniversary and conducted a training program for its team and volunteers in the capital city. Senior member of the squad, Amrut Singh, said that the Forest Department should support them while they rescue or have their operations in the forest. He said that most often they don't get the support the way they should, especially when the team is working on the field.
Forest Department should support us while we rescue several animals, says the Animal Rescue Squad.
गेली 25 वर्सां आमी काम करता एनिमल रेस्क्यू स्क्वॉडाक 25 वर्सां जाली तेच्या पयलीं पासून हांव काम करतालो आनी आमचे मित्र जे आसा शेजारी आहा त्याच्या नंतर एनिमल रेस्क्यू स्क्वॉडाची स्थापना जाली 1997 आनी त्या अनुसार आमी कार्य जे आहा ते सुरवात केली आनी तेका बरेच आमी भुरगे आमचे जॉयन जाले वेगवेगळ्या पार्टांतल्यान इतके अवेरनेस जाले इतके वेगवेगळ्या पार्टान वचून गोंयानूच न्हू कर्नाटक महाराष्ट्र अशें करता करता हे सबंद पार्ट जे आसा पळय ते आमी कवर केल्ले आनी खुबशे भुरगे तयार जाले आनी आतां पळयल्यात कितलेशेच भुरगे ह्या कार्यक्रमाक उपस्थित जाले तितूंतले महाराष्ट्रांतले आसूं कर्नाटकांतले आसा आनी आमचे गोंयचे आसा आनी इतके मेहनत करून इतके आमी कार्य करता पण आमकां मोबदलो जो आसा त्या बदलान जेन्ना आमकां अपमानास्पद वागणूक मेळटा तेन्ना खूब वायट दिसता गेल्या फाटल्या दिसांतल्यान पयलीं हांवें ते तितकें हांव हें करिनासलो पण हालींच्या दिसांनी ते वाड जाली डिपार्टमेंटांतल्यान तितके वागणूक जी आसा ती पळोवपाक गेल्यार अशें दिसलें की आमी कितें तरी रॉंग करता काय कितें.
Story by Shagun Gowde for Herald TV.
Well, that's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thank you for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.